everybody, it's your girl Miracle Sims, and you are watching God, Sex, and Love. Friends, today we're going to talk about a topic that may be a little heavy for us today, but it's worth a conversation to have. Are children being over-sexualized? Friends, if you guys are ready for this conversation, then stay tuned. Welcome back to God, Sex, and Love. I have this wonderful panel with me today. Let's give it up for Miss Melvaree Witherspoon. Hey girl, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
I am good. I'm blessed. It is Sunday. Tomorrow is day.
Yes, good to have you back. Then we have, again, for this month, you guys see him again, Mr. Kelvin Carter is back on the line. What's up, bro?
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Hey. And last but not least, we got Mr. Ronyai Hawkins on the line. What's up, Mr. Ronyai?
Peace, beautiful people. What's going on? How's everybody doing out there?
Pretty good, man. I'm excited to have this conversation with you all. I know it might be a heavy topic for today. Depends. I don't know where all you all are with it, but I mean, here we go. Let's get into it, y'all. The over-sexualization of children. Where you guys are, like, do you guys believe this is happening, or do you guys think like, oh, now, people are tripping by thinking children are over-sexualized right now? Like, I don't know. Where you guys are at with this?
Well, I would like to say that it's nothing new. It's been happening for years. So before social media, it was, at parties and, families, they just did a lot of stuff around the house and in the neighborhood and stuff. So it's nothing new. It just changed to how it's coming. So, so that's a little bit of what I got to say about it. So it's nothing new. It's just changed.
Okay, nothing new. It just changed. I mean,
I can agree that it has changed. Being that I'm a 60 baby, we didn't have it was light on outside in the house. Now it's a different kind of air where lights on outside and everybody's outside. We didn't watch the kids watching, being subjected to a whole lot of stuff they should be subjected to. And as a mother of 3, I've watched cartoons along the way with my kids, even with my oldest down to my baby. Well, not he's 19, but after watching cartoons, how they go from a Disney to a give me a good one. And I'm old, son, you can watch this. I can't even think of a cartoon that just really it's a family cartoon. It's just some stuff is just, whoa, what happened to the nice people cartoon? It's like talking about other stuff. I can't think. It's gonna come to me.
Oh yeah, I know. Like Family Guy and American Dad.
Yep, that's it. So I just, they pick and choose what's on the television, but they don't make it proper when it comes to kids. It's like you're listening to this, like, oh, not fair. That's where parenting steps in. Ooh, you can watch that. No, you can't say. So that's where I am with it.
I mean, yeah, I agree that I feel like definitely children are being exposed to things like so early that they shouldn't be, even like making choices that they shouldn't be making at a young age. And it's like you just said, the cartoons, they're sneaking it in now, you know, where they're like sneaking in, you know, I mean, I don't know, like I don't want to get into a lot of different things they're sneaking in, but like I guess, I don't know, I'm trying to think, like, were there always adult themed jokes in children's cartoons? Like, I'm trying to think back and remember, but I'm not sure, like, did Looney Tunes have that type of stuff? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
of course they did.
Yes, they did.
So, but I'm saying, like, so prevalent though, like, so I
But it was
know that,
really hidden. It was really hidden, actually, because I'm going to chime in just for a split second. In the book of Proverbs, it talks about how there's a generation that's coming after them or after us that's going to be more wicked and more wiser. So literally what they're doing in cartoons is that they have been doing this for centuries. They just did it on a subliminal level. Everything from Scooby-Doo to Looney Tunes to Sesame Street, et cetera, et cetera. And then also the book of Psalms also talks about the inventors of evil things. So again, like my brother said, there's nothing new under the sun. Solomon even said that as well too. So this has been more of a planned agenda from the very beginning. And what happens is that, and I can speak for this as well, that I was exposed to adult-like situations at a very early age where I was touching inappropriately at 10 years old, and then I was exposed to porn at 12, and then I was touching inappropriately again by my high school friend's sister at the age of 15. So all that counteracts is it's accelerating and speeding up the hypersexuality within young boys and girls, and exposing them to adult-like situations that they should have never ever been exposed to, because it's not the appropriate time. So again, the enemy has always been behind the scenes within the entertainment industry, especially within animation and cartoons and things of that nature. Everything from Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, just many different things that have always been in there, but you can't see it because they have always did it behind the scenes, behind the veil per se, but it's always been there. I mean, they even talked about Walt Disney as well and his lifestyle and how the way he was. So it was always interwoven and interlaced for many, many centuries. I know that, you know, people are already thinking, and families are thinking like, yo, what could be wrong with Walt Disney? Or what could be wrong with Sesame Street or those different types of cartoons? Well, a lot of people have went underneath the microscope and they have decoded what was happening behind the scenes. So it wasn't all kid friendly or family friendly. They played and laced those things in there so that the parent may not know, but if the child gets a hold of it, then it's going to start curiosity, and that curiosity accelerates, which makes the kid question what's really going on, and they may not ask the parent because the parent is the first teachers. And I feel that's what's wrong with this generation today, especially some of the millennial parents as well too, because I've seen it where I have friends of mine who their parents would try to be friends with them instead of being, no, I'm the parent, you're the kid, you're the child. So that's that thin line there that has been crossed over. So it's always been there, always been there.
Now you're gonna have me let these Disney movies see stuff now. I'm gonna go back and pull them DVDs and VHS and look at them and see what the message is. Because yeah, I've heard that more. I've heard it before.
Mm-hmm.
I guess because back then it was fine to us parents. But I'm gonna have to pull out them VHS and pop them in the VR so I see what it is. I'm curious to see exactly how that, you know.
Yeah, there's actually, right. Right, there's documentaries as well, and I can go and pull it up for you, and I'll send it to you personally, where there have been people that decoded the whole entire thing, and they're like, are you serious? They put that in there? The crazy thing is, one of my favorite cartoons growing up was Sesame Street, and did you guys know that the gentleman who played the voice of Elmo, it was a brother, I can't think of his name, I think his name was like Kelvin Rush or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but it was a brother who played the voice of Elmo. He ended up becoming a pedophile, and they took him off the air very, very fast. It was crazy.
Wow.
And it's not just with TV shows, but also with like toys. The certain toys that they create.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say I heard that too. That like there was this lady that was like exposing some of the she was doing a video of one of the toys, and she's like, look, this toy reacts when it's touched in a certain place. You know what I mean? And it's like girls, familiar with, okay, if I'm touching this place, I'll just giggle, or you know what I mean? And when she showed it, I was like, wow, really? It's deep. That's what I'm saying. It's just, and then on one hand, you ask the question, why are they trying to sexualize the children so early? Anybody got any answer? Y'all think y'all know why?
I'm clueless.
Yeah. Actually, I know why. Yeah, because there's a documentary. Mel Gibson has been very vocal for the last few months, and he's exposing a lot of things within Hollywood. And there was a kid actor. He was a child star. His name was Corey Feldman. He was in movies like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, all those types of movies and stuff like that, the stuff that we grew up on. He talks about how he was exposed by the executives in the studios from Warner Brothers to Miramax and all those different major productions. Those are what you call, all right, well, we're going to go down a rabbit hole, man. Okay. We're going to go down this rabbit hole for a second. So the elitists, okay, I don't know if y'all familiar with it or not, but feel free to do your homework. The elitists that are behind the arts and entertainment industry, especially within Hollywood, they've been exposing them and telling them that they've been using children because why? Children are the most precious, innocent gifts that God has ever created because of their purity. So they feel as if they can use a child and expose that child to their demonic, negative, toxic behavior and their negative, dark energy, that they can rob the children of their purity and they can gain more power through a child. So Mel Gibson has been on the forefront in exposing a lot of those elitists and those executives, because most of them are pedophiles. In all these different studios, those that they're recording major motion pictures, music, you name it, they have all drawn into the fact in their own ideology that they can take the child and rob that child of their purity and their innocence and their godlike energy. Because again, we know that when a child is born, that's the closest thing to God. So they feel as if they can rob them of that, and they gain more power through that process. It's crazy. I know it's wild, but that is a fact.
So I just have to add this. So I remember watching it was either a live on Instagram or some type of video. I don't know where it was from, but Bow Wow was stating that, when he came into the music industry, all of that stuff was there. So you seen all these women, all this drug was going on, and as a young man, he's seeing all of these other older guys, partaking in the women and in the drugs and stuff, and then he's noticing, okay, well, I'm in the same lifestyle. And so a lot of that has been pushed on him, which in return kind of molded him into the person he is today. And so you have those like, okay, well, I got to be out. I have to be drinking. I have to be having sex with all these women. I have to be trying certain drugs. And so it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I now the bigger question is, what can we do to like kind of limit it? And I feel like it's going to have to come from big celebrities like Mel Gibson and some of those top artists to kind of like, hey, you know, enjoy your childhood. You'll get there when you get older.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree that, you know, we definitely need to do something because, like you both have already kind of pointed out, it seems as if this, I guess if you want to just call it demonic energy or whatever you want to call it, is just literally coming for children and their morals and values and things like that. And so, and that pretty much like you said with Bow Wow, just in a way like presenting this opposite lifestyle to not even really acknowledge morals or values or, you know, things like that. So I mean, yeah, I think exposing it is good. I think talking about it is good and making people aware. But at the same time too, I mean we say it almost every episode here on God Sex and Love. It's like in the homes with the parents, like I don't want, because I know kids eventually they're gonna grow up and do whatever they do when they get older. But I feel like when you're instilling certain values and things in your child or teaching them, like I said, I mean, I know I talked to Mr. Ronyai, with all the stuff that I've seen being exposed right now to even like kindergarten and even preschool. I'm sitting here like, well, dang, like when my kid gets 3, I'm gonna have to tell him about sexual stuff and what the morals and values is. You know what I mean? Because just to get ahead of that game that's currently happening right now. So, I mean, I don't know how real that will be. I mean, you know, I'm just getting started in this parenting game, so obviously, you know, Ms. Mel probably got a little bit more information she could tell me.
I've never had to explain that to my kids, and it could be because I never let me expose that type of stuff. Like I kind of monitor what they watch. I monitor what they listen to. I listen to so that I can educate myself. Is like when I hear like, you cut it off, shut it down. You're not going that. I wasn't one of those parents that, and my girls will tell you, dating was not an option in my house. Dating, no boy, no, we didn't. I wouldn't allow none of that. It was when you went to the prom, you better be back in the house by a certain time. They only did that when they got to be a senior, junior. My oldest was she was a junior. But they'll tell you, mama dating. Even my son, my 9-year-old boy, you know, sometimes they'll say, oh, boys do more than what the girl did. And I wasn't like that. What they got is what he got. It was just straight across the line. It wasn't playing any favorite because he was boys gonna be boys can still be blah blah blah. No, I didn't want no grandma. We wasn't having that. So it was no girlfriends, it was boyfriends. Y'all finished school, both on your school, and that's it. So I think it just takes parents to really, really monitor what the kids are doing, what they're looking at, paying attention to their kids and what they're saying and what they're doing. And I'll say that again, paying attention to their kids, not off in La Land, their girlfriends while their child is sitting in the corner playing with dogs and stuff. You know, pay attention and listen so that you can, you know, stop what's happening. I was looking at a show last week and it was 2 parents. I can't think of the name of the show, but they were on a TV show and the father had the boys, I think it was an 11-year-old and a 4-year-old, and they're there for the weekend. And it bothered me, really bothered. But he called the mother, because they weren't together, to express to her that the 4-year-old had said 11-year-old touched them in a certain way. And she didn't. She didn't seek help for 11-year-old. She didn't try to separate, say, okay, you go here, let me figure out what's wrong with them. She literally grabbed all the kids, took them with her, and took them back. So she saw no type of help, and that just disturbing that you don't see some type of help for your oldest who know they're touching a younger one. Because now this younger one has been exposed to something. Now it's just going to carry on because they're not paying attention. So yeah, it's just, that was heart-wrenching. That was heart-wrenching.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So parents have to, like you said, pay attention. Also, they have to not allow a lot of other people to raise their kids. Like, okay, well, this is what it is. This is what needs to happen. And look, I know that's your auntie, I know that's your uncle, but this is what we're going by in this household.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, and that even as you was talking to Miss Mel, I was sitting here thinking, like, the other hard thing too is hearing about what the schools is doing. So honestly, I know everybody's in quarantine. I know virtual school is hard for a lot of parents and stuff like that. But honestly, this probably be happening for a real reason right now, because I don't know if you guys have heard all the stuff that they're exposing the kids in these schools now, where it's like, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, are you talking about what they're exposing to the kids now over Zoom?
Are they doing that too? I mean, and they still doing it over Zoom. I mean, I don't know. And it's crazy because I know I was talking to one of my educator. Okay, what you got to say?
So I was watching. So I was scrolling on social media and I came across this video of this teacher, and she's talking with the board or superintendents or something, mentioning about how everything is going. And so something happened to where the superintendent said something in a way that one of the teachers didn't like. And she was like, well, I need you to take that same energy and tell these parents that they need to have them clothes when they walking behind their child during school time, because everyone else can see it. They have blunts in their hand. They have, the kids don't be having on clothes. Like, they need to make sure that the parents are not exposing everyone else's kid to those type of activities that may be going on in that home.
Right.
It's funny you say that, because my niece posted, she made a post on Facebook. She's like, y'all, I am so embarrassed. She said, my son, they had a lunch break, and then when he came back on to Zoom, he had already had his shirt off. He's like, he's home, he like to walk around with a shirt on, and he's there, God. And she said that she called her, like, can you put his hat with his shirt, because he can't do that. So he's in the Zoom, and he had no shirt on, and she was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. So again, paying attention to what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pay attention. So yeah,
right.
It was just, but I did hear about it where the kids were walking behind the kids, have dress, thinking, spoken person. I would say miracle. I know what you're saying. The kids are probably better off home doing virtual school, but at the same time, there are a whole lot of them that are better off in school because of their home situation.
So there's what now? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear part of what you said.
I said there's. I know you are expressed that the kids are probably better off being at home doing virtual school because of what's going on in the school, but at the same time, some kids and their situations probably will do better in school, because you might have a group of parents just really just like don't care and walking around smoking, drinking, and cussing, and it's probably a safe haven for kids because they're at school. Like, oh my God, I'm at school, I'm safe. I don't have to be around school just that mama got going on at the house. So I think it's like 50-50 kind of thing. It's good for some, and then it's bad for those that really need that safe zone. School is the safe zone for some kids.
Yeah.
I understand.
But I was mentioning you talking about mamas like off of Precious.
I guess so, bro. I guess so.
Yeah.
So there's no hope for the kids then. They're just gonna be over sexualized and that's it. Is that what we saying today?
Look, I mean,
because your love has set me free. I'm alive.
There's no time to get my nails done. Oh, I know. I went to unwindselfcare.com and got my 100% nail polish strips. Thanks, Unwind Self-Care.
Thank you so much for watching God, Sex, and Love, and thank you so much to the panel for joining me with this conversation. As we can see, this is a serious issue that needs to be addressed, so don't be ashamed, friends. Go ahead and speak out. #save our children, because you guys see what this world we're living in. I mean, it's deep, but let's let the kids be kids. I mean, all right, y'all. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Sexualized and that's it. Is that what we saying today?
Look, I mean, so what Ronyai presented, what I presented, what Mel presented, there is things that are coming from every side. And so I believe the parent has to do the best that they can and be secure in doing the best that they can. And hopefully, with everything that's coming from different ways, stay prayed up, that your child will take what you have given them and apply it. And also, like you were saying,
that's only going to work. Hold on.
Okay.
That's only going to work if it's a parent that is willing to break the cycle.
Look, train a child in the way they should go, and also be doing train.
Come on. So I guess the parents may have to, hopefully they're as worried as like a lot of us are about the over sexualized entertainment and things that's going around in the neighborhood and in their home. So they are paying attention, as Mel's saying, to the surroundings. And so they know how to limit some of those things that are coming from all sides.
Right. And I want to chime in on what the brother just said as well too. And there was a friend of mine who lives in LA, and she had a documentary that she had posted. And I kid you not, y'all, when I watched this video, my heart literally was ripped out of my chest, and I started crying. Let me set the scene for you. There was a stripper in the middle of a classroom, and the teachers had the kids on the floor watching this stripper do her dance. I'm gonna let that marinate for a second.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I kid you not. I watched that video for at least 5 minutes, and I was emotional and I was angry at the same time because I have cousins that are around the age bracket. I have nieces, I have nephews, because my mom's side of the family is massive. They're really, really huge. So is my dad's family as well. When I watched that video, it shows you that anytime you have a school system, especially in America, that has ripped away everything that echoes and reflects God in the situation, because anything that is out of divine order, this is what you get. And not only that, but then also there was another video that I saw a couple of weeks ago where they had a transsexual sitting down with children, dressed up and everything, full makeup, all the whole nine, sitting down and was reading books to the children as well. And teachers were like, they're okay with this. So my point that I'm saying to you all is this, especially with parents. Your ear gates and your eye gates are the most sensitive instruments that are on the human body. And once you come in contact with something, guess what happens? You begin to absorb everything that is in front of you, negative and positive. Okay? So if the parent, which is technically speaking on God's terms, the first teachers that tell your children, male and female, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're not going to do. And not only that, but if your son or daughter is grown enough to ask you those questions, especially those adult-like questions, you might as well go ahead and tell them. This is the reason why we're doing what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I don't care what they're doing over here, but what we're doing in this house right here, this is what we're going to abide by. But because I've had friends of mine that would tell me stories of how their parents would try to make them their best friend and would smoke weed with them, crack with them, drink with them, and everything else, and not be the disciplinarian and the teacher at the same time in their own home structure. This is what happens. So you're setting your child up for failure. And you're exposing them to all kind of levels of darkness as well. We know that this is what's happening because the Word of God already said it and it was stated. But at the same time, what are we going to do? So if the parents are not doing their part, I would hope and pray that the community will step up and do something. Like the African proverb says, hey, we're in the midst of a village. So the village must step up and do their part to say, hey, don't do that. Let me tell you why you shouldn't do that. You know, it's the same thing as if a young man was walking around and his pants was sagging. And I would tell them the reason why that. Did you even know where that came from? Because if you know your history behind some of these things, they're going to repeat it over and over again. That's why you have that poisonous, vicious cycle. And there's some young men that don't even know why they're sagging their pants. I'm just using it as an example. And they're like, oh, like either they know we don't know, or some of them are just rebellious and they say, well, we don't really care. And if they really don't care, that I still tell them anyway, well, guess what? They're going to look at you and tell you that, okay, this is how you're acting. And let me give you a backdrop on why you're doing what you're doing. Because if you don't come in and teach the children the difference between what this is and what that is, again, I reiterate, they're going to repeat it over and over again, and then it's passed on to their children, to their children's children. Now you got a generational issue and a generational trauma that's in front of you. So when you got your school system being exposed by so many things, that's an issue. So on one hand, I do understand that there are parents that want to keep their children home and teach them themselves and go by the curriculum. That's cool too. You know, if you feel like that's the best thing for you to do, do it. But I know that there are some children that are feeling like a fish out of water. They need to be in the school so that they can feel like they have that teacher to student interaction as well. So they want to have that camaraderie. I get that. I understand that. So yeah, this is a catch-22 situation, but know the fact that if the parents are not present, then what's going to happen to the children?
Man, that was I mean, I was gonna ask y'all, but I don't even know if should. I mean, well, one, I didn't watch the film, so I can't really give an accurate observation of it. But now that I brought it up, I guess I might as well ask, what y'all think of Cuties? Have y'all heard about it?
Cuties.
What is that?
No.
Sorry.
Y'all
No, I have not with that.
You haven't heard about it either, Ronyai? Okay,
No,
well,
I
apparently
have
there's
not.
a movie on Netflix, movie, documentary, show, one of those, that it's all about like some 11-year-olds on a twerk team.
Oh, wow.
And
Oh, wait a second. Oh, my friend told me about this. Yes. Okay, came back to me now. Yes. Go ahead, continue, please.
The loss.
you said you still lost. Yeah, apparently this is on Netflix now. I mean,
I'm the loss because I can't even imagine what that is, because I have a problem watching the dancing that perform.
oh, like Dance Moms.
So you're telling me about a show about young people twerking? Oh Lord!
Like straight up, so I want to show but see, the only way I could do it is show y'all like this picture on my phone, which is kind of lame. Because I didn't.
It's
but
a
y'all
Netflix.
the promo. Yeah, I've seen some of the promo. You know how they have like movie poster type of thing. One of them is like the darkest girl. Okay, but anyway, the darkest girl is like in that one of those face down positions. On the promo, and you know, I've only seen some clips. I haven't been inclined to watch it. But I have seen both sides. I've seen people that are straight up like, we need to, boycott Netflix. This should not be on here. But then I've seen a couple of people that be like, oh, y'all are tripping. This ain't what people are trying to say it is. But I don't know how it could not be. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't watched it myself. But
I have it up. I can play the trailer.
y'all want to see the trailer?
I need to see the trailer here. Go ahead. Let's see the trailer.
All right.
If it's anything like Lord Jesus.
Look, so I haven't looked at it, so I'm be watching it
Sweet
with
Jesus.
y'all.
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched the trailer either. I just seen like people talking about it. And,
Hold on, let me turn these back lights out so you can have a better view.
I have issue with the scenes that be on TV, like these girls and they dancing routines for me. I just yeah.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
about to play.
And the
I'm about
parents
to play.
understand. Yeah, that's my baby. Yeah, and I'm like, really?
All right, here we go.
What happened to the simple competition dance where it wasn't so much of a
Oh, hold on.
yeah, like club dancing? Lord, all of that is so wrong.
That's it.
Which I
Okay, so all right. I'm gonna have to go here. I got something in mind, but how do you and this is being on the kids, right? This is like a rated, this is a PG, this is what is classified as?
It's TV MA. TV MA. And it's interesting
Wow.
that I feel like they're African, but isn't that part of their, I mean, in a sense, it's part of their culture, like Africans and Jamaican.
Okay. So that's what the difference is. Oh, so maybe they should named it something better than Turk.
What they call it, as far as in the description, they call it free spirited dance.
Ronyai looks like he got all the things to say. I mean, well, look, y'all, it didn't look so bad. It looked like it was gonna be a nice little film.
It's one of those, is it one of those films where you see a little girl is watching it, she's like, oh, I want to do that. And you're like, no.
I think what a lot of people feel the problem comes in.
I'm gonna have to watch. I'm gonna have to Netflix, and I'm really gonna have to watch the entire thing.
I mean, I guess we'll talk
That's
about
one of
it
those
then.
movies where I'm gonna have to watch it, and I'm put my 2 cents.
Yeah, I think the difference or the thing that's the problem with it, well, from what I'm hearing, that the problem that people have with it is the fact that these are kids, and the fact that like, well, from what I've seen, some people were talking about like some of the angles is like right under where they, their hind parts.
That was in the trailer when they fell down on each other and boom.
You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And then they were talking about, well, the process of a film is people, actually auditioning. So what was that like? You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So I think that's probably where people had the problem. But then I heard someone else.
They could have used older people to do this versus kids. I mean,
But then somebody said this is like a coming of age
so that
film. Like that's
is borderline.
what they were saying. Like this is like easy access for people for pedophilia is what people have problems with it. And the ones that are saying let's boycott Netflix, this is crazy. But then on the other end, you're hearing people that's like, oh, this is just a coming of age film. This isn't, this is not that. But I don't know. Like I said, I ain't
Look,
seen
this how they wrote it. They wrote it to seem like a coming of age because it's 11-year-old and you're technically a woman at, menstrual cycle, which usually happen around 12.
What? Okay. I'm sorry.
So,
you ain't no woman, man. Like,
I mean, so back in the day, remember, back in the day, you considered a woman once you went through your menstrual.
They are considered that. They are considered that 11, 12 are become their womanhood, and they expect them to go out and get a husband and bear kids, and that's culture. I don't know which one it is, but I heard that somewhere on TV, and I can't remember what that was. The girl like, no, she doesn't want to do that, and the father like, no, we're doing that. The mama hard on, you're 11, 12, you're about to be 12. This is womanhood. You need to go out. You need to find a man. You need to find a husband. So you bear kids. Blah, blah. And I'm thinking like, well, but I'm not sure.
It's just as an arrangement.
Yeah,
it's just as
and I'm trying to think of the culture
like,
that was it. It was. What do you call those people at fairs? A lot of fair. Oh God, they are associated with like fairs, the fairs, and I can't go. Oh my gosh, but they're considered. Keep going. It's gonna come to me.
Okay, so I get what she's saying, but yeah, like in certain cultures, but even like for our I guess you can call them ancestors, but like back in the day, once you've gone through that process, you a woman, and like she's saying, you're gonna get married and you're expected to have kids. And prime example was like in Color Purple. In Color Purple, they was just kids, but they hit womanhood, and you got to go make a family. You got to be somebody's wife.
I mean, so are we saying that that's what we've getting ready to do?
No,
nowadays?
that's not
Like
what
we
that's not. Look, that's not the idea for these young women today. But it's still like that in certain places. I feel that, just like Ronyai was saying earlier, it has to start within the household, and hopefully those parents care enough about their kids to want to see a different cycle than what they gone through as kids, and want better for their kids, want a better future for them. And so, it has to start at home and take from there and just look, this is what we doing.
Do y'all remember like the wave of videos that came in, and you would see the moms with their daughters and they're encouraging them as they were twerking throughout the videos and stuff. We're talking like 10, 11, 12, 13-year-olds, whatever, and the mom is all about it. You know what I mean? Like that, like to them, it's a sense of freedom, but at the same time, they don't understand that everything that you're doing is being backed by a spirit. We live in a spirit-led world, and many people don't understand that. So it's not just about human flesh, we're talking about spiritual matters, spirit-led situations. And the young girls don't know what they do. They think it's, it's all well and good. It's like, hey, I'm just dancing. I'm, willy nilly. But they don't understand that you're conjuring a spirit from an older man who happens to be a pedophile, and he's been like that on the down low for the longest. And the grandmama know it, the mama know it, the aunt know it, and everybody else know it. But in Black culture, we don't talk about these situations because why? You got to keep it on the hush hush. It's a family secret. You got to be quiet. My mother told me about this with one of my uncles and how he was looking at her and would pull her in and say things like, "You were always my favorite," like creepy stuff, just nasty stuff all the way around. And when we're talking about videos like this, trailers like this, and you see young girls doing these things, you're conjuring up a spirit. It's a very seductive thing, and maybe it is in certain African dances, whatever. But however, it's very sexually driven, and it's going to spur up something in a man's testosterone level, because he's going to think of the very first thing that's on his mind, which is going to be something sexual, right? Mm-hmm. And to me, where is the line drawn in the sand? That's what I want to know. Because when you see things like this, like, wait a second, hold on, we got a little off point here, and for the brother to say like, oh, this particular film is going to be for mature audiences. Well, what do you mean by mature audience? And what age does that start with? Are you saying 13, 14, 15? I don't know. Because that can go a very, very long way.
Right. But remember, back in the day, mature audience used to be 18 and older.
Correct. Yes.
But then it makes you like, why would 18 and olders want to be watching this?
Because I remember you couldn't even buy a movie ticket unless you was 18 for something TVMA rated. Even rated R, you could not buy. An adult had to come and purchase those tickets because you are considered underage. So for them to create a kid or a coming of age, technically, well, really, nobody can watch it unless you're 18 years or older. So yeah, who are your audience? Like, who did you write, produce, and write?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. The writers knew exactly who their target audience was. They knew it going in when they were getting ready to cast the different members in the film, the different roles in the film. They knew exactly what they were doing. It was already set up from day one. They knew exactly what audience they were going to target. Me personally, I wouldn't watch it because that bothers me a lot. Because again, you are pushing young women, little girls, teenagers, 12, 13, 14 years old, and you're forcing them into an adult-like situation, an adulthood situation, and they're not ready for it. They're not mature at all, okay? Not mentally, not emotionally, not spiritually, financially, none of that stuff. And to me, again, this is another agenda that the enemy has created so that it can continue to distort the vision on the people. And if we don't continue to keep bringing these things up and addressing the matter for what it is, it's going to get worse, and that bothers me personally because I'm not going to sit there and watch it because I'm like, no, there's nothing freedom about that or free spirit, as he said, about that either. Like, not cool. Not cool in my book.
Right. I definitely agree. I agree.
So Miracle and Casey, you actor as well?
Oh, he's still an actor.
Or just you?
Oh, she's asking that question?
Yeah, I think so.
Who else an actor? Just you, Miracle?
Kelvin does.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask a crazy question because you two have auditioned for shows as an actor and actress. if you were that age, would you audition or something like that? How would it make you feel?
So
Just
like,
think of it as a child. How would you feel?
so if I was, so as a child, and you have these dreams and aspirations, like well, you should your parents should be a part of the process first. But as a child, and you have this aspirations to be an actor, an actress, and you want to, go into the business. For that child, their mindset is like, okay, well, I want to be on TV. I want to live my dreams. Now, I feel like the parent should come in at that point when it comes to role selection and auditioning. Like, okay, well, I read the script. You ain't doing this. We gonna find something else that's appealing or that's right for your age bracket, versus doing something like this. Now, as they get older in the business, and maybe they want to try some, say for instance, like now we already mentioned Disney, and we know there's a whole lot of stuff going on up under that Disney umbrella. But say for instance, like somebody like Keke Palmer, her roles stayed with her age. Like she and you, like, well, I watch her on Instagram. So her parents don't play at all, but her mom really don't play. But but her roles came along with her age. So she wasn't, 10 years old doing something that a 15-year-old should have been doing. And so, yeah, so I feel like when it comes to child actors, the parent plays a very important part in filtering out what roles their child should have.
And I think that's what I was gonna say too. I think that's the whole thing about this, because it's like when you really think about the bigger picture, the parents. I don't think now that I don't know, but I don't believe with the way that acting has gone for me, there's any way that a child can submit themselves for something like that. You know what I mean? Like I haven't seen it where children can be able to submit themselves for roles. So either it's like you're getting submitted by an agent maybe, or like I say, or a parent or somebody like that is looking up information. You know what I mean? So, I mean, unless maybe the only way I could see it is maybe if something was truly independent and then maybe they email their own information in if they know how to do that. Like, but I ain't seen where a child be able to, submit themselves without.
Look. But it may not be the parent. So the parent may rely a lot on the agent or the management. And those two, it's about the dollar for them. So it's like, okay, well, let me get you these roles. You get paid, I get paid, and the child end up doing the role. So the parent needs to be a part of every step of the process.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way. Like, how is that child getting to the audition? How is that child getting on set? Like, their parent has to be involved at some point. Like,
because look, a lot of these child actors, their parents who have been molested and stuff. Oh, well, there was with their manager. There was with, the agent. There's a movie I'm gonna tell you about too. They were with some type of chaperone that we gave permission so that the child could do the work because, they're still working or they still got other kids they have to watch. So they're not a part of the complete process. They just know, oh, well, you're going to do a gig. But there's this show on BET. There's this show on BET called Dark Money. BET Plus Dark Money. And it's about this kid actor. His parents let him go shoot this big movie, and the kid came back not the same. But they trusted the producers, they trusted the management, they trusted everybody, and allowed their kid to fly out somewhere and go film Right, because they couldn't go. They were regular people still trying to make money to survive.
Well, I guess obviously ain't gotta be too close.
Hawkins me and just saw the bigger picture and saw they didn't look at the small stuff, they looked at the bigger picture. Ooh, they were making a whole lot of money. We don't have to do this anymore. Let's send them on and they make this movie. They won't have to do this. But again, like you said, they're looking at small. They're looking at that big mushroom, but not looking at them as it, as go off.
Yeah, because anything can happen, and then if you're not, you can say, okay, well, I signed this contract. Y'all are gonna take care of my kid. You're gonna do what is in my child's best interest. No, nobody can do for your child like you can. You're gonna make sure as a parent that nothing happens, that everything is taken care of, and then if something's not right, you're like, hold on now, this ain't what we discussed. Are you okay? So it can happen, but I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, well, I don't want to be the parenter. You still don't have to be the manager, but you make sure you go with your child to make sure that everything is by the book, ain't nothing going on. Oh, well, we need you to stay in the trailer. No, my child ain't staying in the trailer. I'm not staying in the trailer. I'm going on set. Now, I know how to be quiet and watch what's going on. So,
like, news to me, 10 plus acting. I ain't never seen a parent not be involved with their child and stuff. But I mean, obviously it happens, and we all need to be on our jobs. We say it in every episode of God, Sex, and Love, man.
Thanks for me.
I know people be talking about this. What you guys say? Something to say, Ryan?
I want to add one more thing in there, and everybody has a very valid point. The thing that I'm looking at is, where is the standard within the parents to the children? Where's the standard at? Because on the acting level, and this is what my acting coach taught me, she's out of New York, what they don't see is that there's a spirit that is connected to the character. With the spirit that is connected to the character, the question is, do you want to act out this character or do you not? It's either yes or no. Because what happens is that after you're done and the set is done, everybody walks away, everybody else is done. When they're done, you still gotta deal with that spirit because there's an emotional connection that you just did during rehearsal with that character. But they don't know how to decipher or discern how to separate it. That's the issue. But then also, where's the standard with the mom being involved in their child's admirations and aspirations to acting or with being involved in the entertainment industry? See, my mother was involved with everything that I did within entertainment and within athletics. But because of the standard that she implemented, it helped me to become the man that I am today. Because there were certain roles that I did not partake in. I said, no, thank you. Y'all didn't even know this. Y'all know the TV show Empire? When Empire first came on, first season, the casting director reached out to me. This is when they were filming in New Orleans. Now, they saw my resume, they saw my headshot, all that stuff. They said, we'd like to look at anything like that. Come to New Orleans for the audition. I said, okay, cool. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Then, when they sent me the sides to the character with the young man who got in trouble, Jesse, I didn't know that he was playing this type of role, right? Even though I fit the skills and the criteria and things like that. When I found out that they wanted me to act out a particular scene that goes against my morals, my faith, and my convictions, I said, no, I can't do that. No, thank you. But we're talking about a child in that age bracket and what we just witnessed, 10, 11, 12 years old, whatever. Where's the mom involved, but where's dad involved in that child's aspirations and tell them, no, we're not going to do that because that's not what we're trying to set. Same thing with Chadwick Boseman. He showed us very perfectly. He's like, nah, I'm not going to play a slave role. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to play a pimp. I'm not going to play no thief. I'm not going to play no thug. I want to play positive images. So it's the same thing with the young girls that are coming into the industry as well, too. Where is the standard and where is the bar that's being set for them? Like, you don't have to take that role. Move on and just wait, hold it out, and just get something else. So that's my question for all that stuff.
Hey. Well, I don't know, y'all. I mean, like I said, I know we can get going on the subject. I mean, there's a lot of things to say about this and a lot of different levels to be on. But I know we gotta we'll get ready for the episode and everything like that. So, I mean, does anyone have any like final thoughts or something that you haven't said that you want to say right now for the people? Obviously, this is the part 2, I'm sure. This is
just reiterating, make sure you are in every aspect of your child's life, and then trust after you provided all that guidance and knowledge and love, that when they get older, they will continue that that knowledge. They will continue applying that in their daily lives.
Okay. Everybody else quiet.
I mean, he summed it up, but like, really, I like what he said. I like what he said, but for me, I would say, protect your children. Teach your children. Pray for your children. And give them what the industry is not providing for them, because after all the good and all those things have been removed, at the end of the day, they still got to know who they are and what God has called them to be. And don't just do it because you're following the trend. Don't do it because, you know, oh, I want to be in it because of the fame and the fortune, all these things. No. Don't believe in the hype. Don't believe in the smoke and mirrors and all that stuff. But again, the concern is we need to protect our children from this agenda that is happening and what's being forced. Like, we're not going to go down that path. We're going to stay on the straight and narrow as much as we can.
That's good. That's good.
I'm gonna just say, I know it early, you know, it's a village, but in 2020 and move forward, you just really have to know your village. You really have to know your village before you allow anybody else to help take care of your kids. You need to know your village from inside and out, from into their house, outside of their house, how they're living, what they're doing, because you don't want some villages raising your kids. You might end with them healthy.
Well, there you got it. There you all have it, friends. Well, I just want to thank each and every one of you all for joining this conversation. Thank you all for your time. And thank you, people, for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of God, Sex, and Love. Keep this conversation going. And let's protect the children. Hashtag protect the children. Save the children.
Right.
All right, y'all. Bye.
This podcast has been brought to you in part by Inspirational Therapy Session Incorporated, inspiring teens since 2002.